Traditional Prime Minister to the Zulu monarch, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, announcing that the Queen Mantfombi's will is about to be read to the family. It comes amid reported heated debate who will succeed the late King and Queen when she became regent after the passing of the King in March. For more on this, we're live now to Kwakhangelamankengane Palace in Kwazulu-Natal. Our senior political reporter Ziyanda Ngcobo standing by for us. Ziyanda, good afternoon to you. What are we expecting to happen this hour?
A very good afternoon to you, Stephen, and I can tell you that as the clock struck 5 o'clock, we saw the children of Mantfombi Dlamini Zulu and that of King Goodwill Zulu entering the palace in anticipation and preparation for the reading out of that will, the will of the late Amazulu regent. And Stephen, I can tell you that the tensions that are actually unfolding at this hour include the fact that there is the other faction led by Prince Mbonisi and Thembi Zulu, and we've seen them holding briefings. You would have seen them, Stephen, over the last couple of days speaking out against Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. They apparently plan to also unveil who they believe should be the rightful heir to the throne. And this comes, Stephen, as earlier on today, during that memorial service held by the state, we saw Prince Misuzulu actually arriving with Amabutho, which is a very significant message that was being sent because Amabutho only walk with the king on the throne, and the songs that they were singing at that time were also those songs that only get sung when the king is actually on the throne. But also, Stephen, another indication that we got was the tone of Prince Misuzulu's message to his mother on behalf of the children of Queen Mantfombi during that memorial service, in essence calling for unity amongst the entire royal household and saying that he would respect the Queen mothers and give them the respect that they deserve. Let's take a listen to what he actually said through his sister, Ntande Yonkosi Zulu.
Princes and princesses of His Majesty the King will continue to love and respect the royal queens, and we have no doubt that we will unite as a family, because it is our belief that united we stand, divided we fall. Let us emulate umdlokombane by being peaceful and by adopting the spirit of unity. Let us continue to love bonke uNdlunkulu, uMadlamini wakwaKhetha Mthandayo, uNdlunkulu uMathe wakwaDlamahlahla, uNdlunkulu uMandlovu waseLindu Zulu, uNdlunkulu Mamchiza waseNyokeni, uNdlunkulu oKamafu waSondini, the Queen Mother uNdlunkulu Gwabini. We salute all of you without limit, and we will give you love and respect you deserve and more.
Live back to our reporter Ziyanda Ngcobo. Ziyanda, of course, in the middle of all of this, there's been various court actions and at least 2 court applications. What's happened to those?
So, Stephen, this is another thing that makes what's happening behind the doors, the closed doors right now at this Kwakhangelamankengane Palace, is the fact that those 2 affidavits that were deposed, firstly by the first wife of the late Amazulu King, Dlamini Zulu, who is not of royalty but Dlamini from here in KwaZulu-Natal. She was actually contesting the civil union that she had entered into with the late king, saying that she is entitled to half of his inheritance because they were married in community of property. The second then court action that we saw being unfolding or being actioned is that of Sibongile Dlamini Zulu's daughters then, who are also then questioning the legitimacy of the will of the late Amazulu King. Now, both those matters we know now have officially been struck off the court's roll, which then means, Stephen, that the will that is going to be read out at this hour of the late Queen Mantfombi Dlamini Zulu, who was the regent of the AmaZulu nation is the one that is going to stand, is the one that needs to be implemented and will be supported by the state if my understanding of this legal process is anything to go by, and if it is correct. And so this is why then it is significant that this will is being read out. The members of the royal family are here, and as I've already mentioned then, Stephen, tensions are brewing at this point in time, because we understand then that other royal family members such as Prince Mbonisi and Thembi believe that Prince Misuzulu is not the rightful heir to the throne. But the other argument here is that the marriage between the late king and Mantfombi Dlamini Zulu was arranged primarily because they were both of royal blood. It was an arranged marriage in 1977, and she was then tipped to give heir to the throne, and that person then would be Prince Misuzulu. And so at this stage we understand that that will be read out, but we know that Prince Mbonisi and Thembi plan to unveil their own person who they believe is the successor. We understand that there's a son that the late king had out of wedlock, and they plan to unveil him because he's actually the eldest of all the AmaZulu king's children, the late AmaZulu king's children. So also when looking, it is likely to be a battle between what the law says and what the will says, and what actually tradition and customs are followed by the AmaZulu nation when electing an heir to the throne.
Ziyanda Ngcobo, thanks very much indeed, live from the Kwakhangelamankengane Palace of the late regent. Okay.